Senator Markley.
Thank you, Madam President. I, too, rise in support of this amendment. I think that closing the campus in Meriden is a mistake. I think anybody who's familiar with what's going on over there realizes that it's serving a purpose, both in education and in anchoring a downtown that needs to be restored. And what I want to do is touch on something that has frustrated me since before I arrived here, which is the structure that we have with the Board of Regents. When I was running back in 2010 and I was asked to identify wasteful areas of government, that was one which instinctively struck me as being something that simply is an unnecessary, largely unnecessary level of bureaucracy. And since I've come up here, nothing in my experience has changed my mind about it. What Senator Cassano just said about the failure to communicate is particularly painful given the number of people there are at the systems office of the Board of Regents who would seem to have a job description which would be to communicate, above all to communicate with the Senate Chair of Higher Ed and the Chair of the subcommittee on the appropriations that oversees that budget. If that person is not part of the loop of the decision making, who is? And if we can't trust the Board of Regents to make intelligent decisions and feel the need as a Senate to override them by amendment, why in the world do we have them? Let me say something about the Board of Regents. Program Review did an extensive study that went into the operation of the Board of Regents back in 2010. So I can't swear to the current application of the information in that study. But at that point in the systems office of the Board of Regents, people who are purely administrators, not educating a single student, there were 65 of them, and the average salary was $103,000 a year. The average salary was $103,000 a year. Eliminate 4 of those positions, and you could keep the Meriden campus open. That's all the savings that would be necessary. And the job description of the Board of Regents at that point, among these 65 people are the Chancellor, the Senior Vice Chancellor, the Vice Chancellor, 3 Associate Vice Chancellors, 2 Assistant Vice Chancellors, and 9 Directors. I never heard such an absurd list of people in an administration. Now remember, that is in addition to the state university system that has 5 presidents, 8 vice presidents, 7 associate vice presidents, 16 deans, 7 associate deans, 4 provosts, 9 chief officers, 2 assistant chief officers, and 60 directors. And on top of that, we need to have a 65-person office that's earning an average of $100,000 a year. And then we override their decisions. I have had a bill in repeatedly, which I actually hear some traction now. Other people have put it in also to say, let's just get rid of this Board of Regents. When I talk to the president, and poor Chancellor Gray, I hate to beat up on the actual human being, because when I know the human being, I like the human being. But I said to Chancellor Gray, what are you guys doing? Oh, we're going to make sure, we're engaged right now in trying to make sure that all the credits are transferable from one state university to another. I said, the Board of Regents has been in existence since the 1970s, and they've never been able to make sure that the credits are transferable? That's the first thing I'd do if I were in the Board of Regents. I mean, that's the obvious thing to do. Beyond that, what are you doing? You're doing joint purchasing of paper towels for all the colleges so you can get a better break. I could put someone in an office for $42,000 a year in a broom closet and let them do that. We wouldn't need 65 people at $100,000 a year. We are in a budget crisis, and if we are ever going to address wasteful bureaucracy, this is the year we got to do it. And if there was ever a place that we've got to be looking at, it's the Board of Regents in higher education. It's nothing personal, but we set up a level of bureaucracy which eliminated nothing. We didn't get rid of the administrative functions at the local campuses. We simply put somebody up above them. The system was better. We should let those campuses run themselves. We should let them find their own savings. We should let them develop their own character. And we should pass this amendment. Thank you very much.
Thank you.